Hi guys! You're so neat, Shannon. So put together, so organized.
Stop it and keep it coming right now.
Actually, that is what we're talking about today. We're talking about organization and the fear of getting organized. But you know, for me, it's procrastination is what it's all. But procrastination is fear-based, right?
Well, I think definitely for you it is.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is she lets me tease her about being ADD.
Yeah.
And I'm not teasing.
Not
really
teasing.
Because,
She's serious.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And with ADD, when you look up procrastination, one of the things they say is the person procrastinates because of the fear of failure. They've had so many things that they've attempted that have fallen through or that they haven't been able to complete, that creates anxiety and fear that they're not going to complete it. So therefore they put off starting it. And of course then never get it completed to begin with. But the other thing with ADD is that there's an overwhelm factor. And that's why, it's so important to talk about this, is that to be gentle with yourself and all of that good stuff and all the tips we're going to give, because if you are truly ADD, when you have a room that's a mess.
Yeah, like my office was.
Right. You look at the room and you're like,
I can't. Yeah, it's just too much.
Close the door and go to bed.
Right.
Because it literally overwhelms and overstimulates for somebody who has that ADD, where it's just, that's the only word I can use. It's like there's no filter. Everything comes rushing in and now I'm overwhelmed and now I can't do it and I get paralyzed. So I do think you probably feel that.
Yeah. But the odd thing is my home has to be in order. Like I have to have a clean house. I have to come, like things have to, like the dishes have to be done. Like except for I don't need to make my bed for whatever reason, whatever that's about. But I just really need a clean house.
Or I get overwhelmed.
Crazy. Yeah.
Or
It feels overwhelming.
Right. So one of the things that ADD people do is they overcompensate because they recognize if I let it get there, I can't function.
Yeah.
So you've learned that there's certain rooms you just close the door, but then in the outward space you have to have order because you can't function.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So my mom came in town. She just left this morning actually, but she was here all this past week. And she said to me, Suzanne, I'm going to go into that office and I'm pulling everything out and we are going to organize that.
Yay.
And I'm telling you, so we did that. It's a totally different space. It is so clean and neat and organized right now. And there's still some stuff right now in my living room, which I'm not putting back in that room until I figure out what to do with, because once it goes into that room, it's like close the door and I never see it again or deal with it.
But you can't handle it in your dining room.
But I can't handle it in my dining room. I will
to
have to deal with it. So that was a brilliant idea, was to take everything out and only put the stuff back in there that I wanted to keep.
Yes.
And this kind of goes off of a book that I recently read and I gave to everyone a couple of Christmases ago. And it's called, it's by Marie Kondo. It's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Now, if you have a hard time getting organized, or if you have, if you feel overwhelmed with whatever it is in your life, whether it's your closet or your drawers or your house in general, or if you have that room, even your purse. You know, when you have a messy purse, I feel like it's hard to feel like things are organized.
Well, then that's what's going on with me.
With your life.
That's why I'm having a rough day.
But this book not only talks about how to start getting your life organized, but how it impacts other areas of your life.
And what it's indicative of. Like, I know in my life, you teased in the beginning, oh, you're so put together. If you find me if you peek into my life and my house is spotless and all of my laundry is done, that's key, and my purse is organized and everything is perfect, danger.
Really?
Yes, because order is what I do to feel better. When I was a child, if there was a fight going on or my mom was upset with me, I would go right into my room and clean the whole thing. That is my coping skill. So when I don't feel clean on the inside and I don't feel good in my life, and I don't feel like I have any control, I will control all of the exterior. The car will be washed, the house will be spotless, all the laundry will be done. That's really key. Folded, put away, hung, even the outside hanging area will be empty. If you find me spotless, I'm in trouble.
Is that for everyone?
No.
Okay.
But that's for me. That's
Yeah.
so what you were saying is, what does it mean for us, the tidiness? And I think it means different things for everyone. For me, tidiness means stress and overwhelm and emotional pain, and so I can't control the emotional pain, like
So you
losing
control
someone,
the
so I'll
outside.
control the outside. So for me, when I'm at Target on a Saturday with my hair in a scrunchie and some raggedy outfit and some
Right.
stocks and
you're
I'm
happy.
good. I'm good.
That's right.
I'm doing great.
That's right.
It's really true. When I am the most grounded and the healthiest in my world, and I feel like I have some control of my world, I don't care.
Okay. So when the opposite is true for me, because what happens with me is when I get everything organized in my life, I feel calm, I feel centered, I feel the happiest.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's just what she talks about is figuring out what it means to you and what it's about and what the symbols are, and then figuring out, how to use it as a positive tool in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's a positive tool. I'm using that to feel like I have some control in a world where I feel is out of control.
Yeah. Now this presents itself in many different ways. I think for true hoarders, it's one thing, that you clearly have something going on in your life if you're hoarding or if you have stuff that you just can't get rid of. Right. But the other thing is on a lower level than hoarding, I think there are a lot of people that feel like they can't let go of things, and so they just hold on to so many things and they keep them in their garage or they keep them in their closet. Yeah. And so what is that usually about? Is that?
Well, it's always usually has a deep emotional connection. I know. And again, it's so interesting. Everything we're talking about today, even another video that we did, it's like the yin and the yang. Mm-hmm. So for people who never got to have their stuff growing up, so maybe they had parents that threw, some of these parents are OCD, they throw everything away, right? You get a new toy and you've got 6 toys and they're like, well, this is a mess. Yeah. And they throw your toys away. That will create somebody who can't let go. Because you know what, daggone it, I want my stuff. It's mine. Yeah. I want to keep my stuff. You can't take my stuff from me. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that we see emotionally. Mm-hmm. Another area that we see this a lot is when people pass away. Mm-hmm. It's very hard for people to let go of their stuff. Yeah. And it's like, you know what? If I can have his shirt, I can have a piece of him. If I have his table.
The bedroom exactly like it was when they died.
Yeah. If his keys are right where they were, then I can have a piece of him. So there's a lot with that with death. Mm-hmm. I think for some people, it translates to security. If I have things and belongings, I'm secure. I mean, we see this with people who sometimes maybe don't have a lot of other things in their life. They tend to collect things. Like I know sometimes, people that don't have kids might have 7 dogs, you know what I mean? It's like they're collecting things to feel like their life is full. And that's not a knock on anybody, but it's like we do different things to feel more full. That's interesting. I was just talking to somebody recently about animals and having a lot of animals, that everyone that I know that I'm close with that has kind of entered into that retirement stage or that stage where their kids are really launched and they're maybe even like moved away, they end up buying dogs. And maybe then it starts with 1 and then it's 2 and then it's 3. Because think about it. Look at your life with kids running around and it feels very full. And then imagine if they were gone and it's empty. So then you're like, you get a dog, but it's not quite full. So then you get 2 dogs. It's starting to feel more like that. And then 3 dogs. Now it's really feeling like that. So it's interesting what we do to fill that place in us.
Yeah. So, I think besides dealing with the emotional issues, when you're trying to get organized or trying to really get rid of stuff in your life, because I think that is the beauty of organizing and cleaning up, is that you're able to release a lot of that stuff.
And
let go. So that's what I love about this book, because it talks about not only the organizational side of it, the tools that you can use to clean up your house or your closet or whatever it is, but also the emotional connection to that. And that's what I love about this book. And the amazing thing is, when you use this method, you will stick with it. And I'm the type of person that I'll go and like clean up, and then like 6 months later it'll be a complete mess again.
Yeah.
My drawers, that the method that they teach you, my drawers still look the exact same. And I did this probably 2 or 3 years ago.
They tell you even how to do your drawers?
How to fold specifically in what order you're supposed to go through everything.
Wow.
It is amazing. So you start with, I can't remember what it is, but let's say it's shirts, okay? And you're supposed to start with shirts. And what it says is take every one of your shirts out of everything, whether it's your closet or your drawers, or you have some in some weird closet on the other side of the house. You gather all of your shirts and you put them on your bed, and then you pick up each one of them and you say, does this bring me joy? Does this bring me joy? And if it doesn't bring you joy, toss it, give it away, whatever you have to do. And you pick up and you go throughout your whole house and you do that for every article. And that's different, I think, for like books. There's a different method for books. But I'm telling you, it is amazing.
Wow,
it really is life-changing. Yeah, so if you're like me and if you just want to organize a closet, this is not for you. This is about getting your entire house and really your life in order and organized.
Wow.
And it's powerful. Now I will tell you, I didn't go through the whole thing. I didn't do, like it tells you even down to your files, like your paperwork in your office, like how you get that all organized. I didn't get that down and dirty, but it gets very specific on how you deal with everything.
I love it. As a left-brained person, primarily, this is like super exciting to me. Like,
she's like, can I have that book?
Everything filed perfectly. Like,
yes, and it's really, really, really unique in the way she looks at things. It's based on the Japanese art of decluttering, except for she really took it to a new level. Her name is Marie Kondo, and once again, the book is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And
I'm thinking birthday present for Hannah Thompson.
Yes, I mean, I honestly gave this as a Christmas gift a couple years ago to so many people. Some people took offense to it. They were like, "Do you think I'm really messy?" I'm like, "No, it's really more an emotional thing."
Yeah,
you know, because we're so connected to our things, to our clothes, to our shoes. That was the hardest thing about cleaning out my office was. There were so many things that I didn't have a place for, and I didn't know what to do, and it felt overwhelming about all these things that I don't have a place for.
Don't know what to do.
And so what do I do with those things?
Yeah.
You know?
And then the part of your brain that's like, oh, just give it to Goodwill. It's like, but it's my black pups that I've had. It's whatever it is.
I'll give you for instance. For instance, when we were cleaning out, I had all these old calendars, like written calendars, and for some reason I felt like I needed to keep them. You know, I did not want to give them away. I didn't want to shred them. I wanted to really be able to look at my calendars over the last couple of years. But where do you put those? You know? And so this book really kind of helps you figure out those kind of things. Which
that's
is
fascinating that she even thinks about that kind of stuff.
If you want.
Well, I need to probably go buy it because it'll get lost in my clutter.
That's right. But yeah, if you need any kind of advice, just go pick up The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It will change your life.
That's powerful.
And don't forget to leave us a comment if you have any story ideas or show topics you want us to talk about. Don't forget we're on podcasts, so you can listen to all of our episodes. And I don't know.
And actually, this inspires me a little bit. I know when we first started, I wanted to do something on ADD in women. So I have a homework assignment for my sweet friend Suzanne.
Oh,
because she is a reader, and I'm reading like 6 books right now, and I'm on page 10 of all of them. So I don't want to get back to you in 7 years.
I read the same way.
Yes. So I would love for you to read ADD in Women.
Oh.
And then we can do a segment on it where we can really help women to be patient with themselves and to understand all this good stuff. Yeah. So whenever you get time.
Okay, ADD in women. I
think that's what it's called. Women in ADD.
Okay.
Women in ADD. That's
which is different than men.
Yes, and they wrote a specific, because we tend to be doing more with the children and the driving and, cooking or whatever. And so the way that we get overwhelmed and how we cope with it and how we overreact or how we melt down or, the stressors.
It's so true.
Yes.
Women take on, I think, a lot more than they can handle many times. And that contributes to it for sure. Okay, don't forget to leave us your show topics, and we will be doing ADD in women apparently very soon after I read that book. Thank you all for watching What Your Friends Won't Tell You, and have a great day. We'll see you back here next week.
Bye.